Good evening, everyone. This is once again Hunter, aka the Ultra American TTRPG here, aka the Jim Jones of Classic Gaming. And today, I'm doing this recorded video because we're going to be doing something a little special today. So, I recently got my hands on this awesome Zero Edition Retro Clone. And I have a box set right here. And this is the game called Barrows Borderlands, a weird science fantasy, old school style role playing game set in a dark radioactive wasteland of magic, black powder, and dragons, made by Matthew Tapp. And I will make sure that I will put his X link, and I believe he also has a YouTube. I will make sure those are both put in the description of this video, so that way you can follow and watch him. I know he did a thing with Dundermoose not too long ago, so you can go to Dundermoose's channel and watch that video as well. And on X, Mr. Matthew asked if anyone would be interested in playing in a Barrows Borderlands campaign that's set in the campaign he's currently running, but it'll be a separate group. And of course, me always wanting to try to learn new games and definitely wanting to get into that old school kind of mindset, I of course said, heck yeah, I'm down. And he said he has some pre-made characters, but because I bought the game myself, I should go ahead and make my own. To which I said, let's go. So this is what we're going to be doing today. We are going to create my first ever character for a Barrows Borderlands game. And as you can see over in, oh sorry, I got my thing backwards here. Over on the right side of the screen, you see another camera as I set up. And I got, of course, since we're doing some classic gaming, I got some classic white and black dice here to roll for when we start doing the character creation for all the stats. And of course, I got this camera is hooked up to a dice tower that I have. So I'm going to be rolling 3d6 once we get to those stats down the deal, and we'll see what stats I get. Maybe I'll get some good ones. I might get a crappy one. That's usually how it goes with old school gaming like this. But we'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to playing this character nonetheless. So as we scroll down, this is the first book of the 4 booklets in the box set that you can get, Men and Mutants. Dedicated to all the tabletop gamers who have enjoyed leaving this world and exploring lost dungeons and caverns in the infinite realms of imagination. Here's my take on the world's greatest role-playing game started by those old Midwesterners. A special thanks to Shea, the lady that believed in me and made all of this possible with her patience and support. To Larry and Bethany Tapp for always pushing me to be creative and work hard towards my goals. To the awesome multitude of playtesters and gamers of the Green Dragon Game Store in Charleston, South Carolina. Finally and most importantly, a thanks to God, the best world builder. I like that. I like that he put God in there and put him as the best world builder. I love that a lot. Oh, and we got some old school classic artwork here, as you can see. Just the towers or castle right here, so I'll be interested to see how that plays out. And here you have the index of this. We're not going to go through everything, just depending on, like, I guess how my stats roll out, because there's even a second book for psychics and sorcerers. So depending on my stats, if I decide to do one of those classes, we may go into those. What is this game? Let's read this off. Well, in simple terms, Barrows Borderlands, or B&B, is a tabletop fantasy adventure game in the lines of countless others. It was made to capture the early style of play from the days of those old guys in the Midwest. Players assume the roles of characters living and adventuring within the Borderlands, a land between lands where the weird becomes reality. One or more players are to assume the role of a referee, whose job it is to act as a neutral arbiter rather than a participant who guides players. The role is to ensure the game unfolds according to its own logic and rules, not to interfere with suggestions or hints. The Borderlands is abstract, a land of mystery to be decided by the referee and the players. The core concepts are set by specific locations, adventures, and battles are up to the emergent creativity of all at the table. Excuse me. A sampling of histories and lore exists within this book, which suggests nations and powers exist outside the confines of the Borderlands, such as Malors, I think that's pronounced Malors, or it's Mallories, I'm not for sure, with its elite legions of soldiers wielding sword and black powder versus the inhuman world rising from the radiation, or Erden with its sorcerer king and its strict magocracy, controlling the creation of pig-faced orcs, or even Kalidia, or Kullada, and its swashbuckling pirates sailing around the coast in search of treasure to bring home to their caliph. Though once this world becomes yours, it will be yours to command. Change it as you see fit. Don't like the 17th century themes present within? Then get rid of the flintlocks and go for cold steel. Don't like magic? Then don't use it and run a world of human versus mutant. The world is up to you to be molded. Play is based on a simple concept. Players in search of adventure control the actions of their characters, and the referee will help mitigate the chances. Perhaps the players will decide to be content delving into the dark dungeons throughout the Borderlands, or perhaps they will seek war and go on a campaign attempting to conquer the chaos. Whatever happens, the referee and players should embrace this emergent storytelling. This game is about creating moments and stories of the many adventurers seeking fame, glory, gold, and exploration. Do not worry about telling a perfect story. Most players will not be expert storytellers, battlefield geniuses, or Hollywood actors. They are playing a game around a table with hopefully friends. Have fun and embrace the wild. It may just be a game, but it's a chance at a game with people you care about. That's why tabletop games are so meaningful. Always choose whatever helps folks at your table have the most fun. The following pages will describe a few procedures that may be used in your stories to strengthen the themes presented here. Use them at your disposal or not at all. The referee should be the final fair say in most rulings. I hope you enjoyed this game. By Matthew Tapp. Oh, and you got this little kind of Three Musketeer vibe going on, so there's a chance that you can do that as well. Maybe an old sorcerer being visited. Oh, they're playing like a chess game of some sort. So this, again, I love this kind of old school art. Kind of gives you an old vibe. Oh, and of course, it tells you what dice you have. You got your 4-sided, 20-sided, 8, 12, and 10. Now, they didn't have 10-sided dice back in the day, for those who don't know, so they used a 20-sided die that had like 2 of the same number on it. There actually are some special dice out there that are just basically, they're basically double D10s. I may even think about getting one of those for this case. So we'll see. And then, of course, if you're doing kind of old school, you got notebook, graph paper. If you're doing like because if you're mapping, you got all that, and just everything else you may need. And then just a list of common game terms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now there are your usual 6, and then there's a 7th one now, which is radiation resistance. Because this does kind of have some of that Gamma World type feel to it, to where if you go out into the wastelands kind of deal, you will have to face radiation. Of course, I guess this is one of those class and race games. Instead of just having class as race, it's going to be class and race for this. And for this one, it does use THAC0. So this will be interesting. I have been doing some THAC0 gaming recently. I've been playing in Gary's Old School Essentials West March game. And if you don't know who Gary is, he is a friend of Lord Matty's, and you can always catch him on Friday evenings for the Second Watch show. So definitely go to Lord Matty's channel, and you can watch that anytime. Alright, and see there's the 2-hit armor class 0, THAC0 right there. It does have saving throws. Death, paralysis, device, breath, and sorcery. Kind of your typical ones for the most part. Oh, there's like a little camel right there. Maybe at a watering hole, it looks like. Kind of hard to tell. Oh, someone entering a cave with a candle. I'm not going to read all this world stuff. I'm going to leave that up to you all to go and look for yourself. So if you all want to get this game, you can right now. He still has some box sets left, if I recall correctly. I will go over just a short list of, let's see what the races are. You have your pure strain humans, which is typical for that. This one has kobolds as a race, and in this case, going at the actual old school kobolds. These are dog-like, not... Oh, and fur scales once grew. Huh, interesting. So I guess they were kind of dragon-like, and then they grew out of it. But this is going with the dog-like kobolds, not the reptilian ones from you see in modern gaming. Starborns, living fragments of fallen stars given flesh and form. Their alabaster skin glows with inner light, their golden eyes holding knowledge no mortal was meant to possess. They walk among us as exiles from heaven, bearing powers that the church would burn them for. So I actually asked about this because when you go down, he has dwarves and halflings, but he does not have elves. So I asked him actually, why do you not have elves? And he said it's because of this race, the Starborn. He wanted to have only the elves are known as like the most beautiful of all the classes, so he only wanted to have one beautiful class. So the Starborn, when I picture them, are like elves, but made from stars. So that's how I picture them in my head. They're like space elves. Green Skulls. And this gives me kind of like the Mutants of Fallout vibes when I think about the Green Skulls. It's because it's like, yeah, they range from pale green skeletons to glowing radioactive bones, all the way to seemingly having a green translucent skin. Oh, and then, of course, you got your mutants, which are, of course, you got a mutant human, mutant plant, and mutant animal. Yeah, definitely go your Gamma World Fallout stuff right there, so that's really cool. Then you have halflings and dwarves, your typical old school classes. Then you have mycelians, which are like your fungi people, which I know that is a thing, I believe, in 5e, and in some other OSE as well also has myconoid people. That's what they're usually called. They're called myconoid, but this one's mycelians. And then you actually have a fae race that you can play, which is a fairy. So this was actually going to be kind of interesting to see how this goes. Plenty of other creatures exist within the Borderlands. It is entirely possible that within your campaign, players may wish to play a multitude of billings. Consult the referee to determine if this will be possible within their rulings. Yeah, so of course, I'm fairly certain that you could easily take like a class from Old School Essentials and maybe throw it in this if you want with some changes. Okay, then of course you have all their deities, which again, I'm not going to go over those. You can look for them up yourself. Oh, there's like a little witch there, and then that's just... I'm not going to read all that. If you want to pause this video right now and read it, you can yourself. And I'll continue. Oh, you got a pterodactyl going on some people, I guess, rolling across the water, it looks like. And then, looks like a monkey person, and maybe a lizard person? I can't quite tell with the black and white. And here we go. Creating a character. Now, I'll show you all really quick. I did get with the physical game. I did get digital files. So of course I got a excuse me. I got a fillable PDF. There is a non-fillable one that you can print out, but because this will be something online in a Discord server, I will be using this fillable version. And now we are going to actually create a character. All right, start with a blank sheet or the character sheet found in the set. Write down the Civic Core stats: strength, intelligence, wisdom, dexterity, constitution, charisma, and radiation resistance. Roll 3d6 for each ability score in the order listed and record the results. Alright, so sorry, I have to flip between my OBS, which I'm using to record this, and the deal. Excuse me. To make sure that, okay, that I can, I will make that a little bit bigger, that character sheet, so y'all can see it. Okay, I think that'll be good for right now. Alright. So I got my dice in my hand here, and we are going to toss them down the tower and record each one. Let me get back to my character sheet on here so I can actually start filling them out. So, starting with strength. We have... that is a total of 11. Not too bad to start with for strength. Next up, it will be dexterity. That is an 8. So not the fastest, but not the slowest either. An 8's usually about average for your rolls. Alright, next up is constitution. Okay, that's not bad. That is a 13 constitution. So I am doing pretty good on health for the time being. Next we have, if I can find the other one, there you are, intelligence. Oh, one fell out. Okay, a 10, so about average intelligence, maybe a little above average intelligence, that's not bad. Next we have wisdom. And our wisdom is a 12, so I'm actually pretty wise. I'm actually doing really good on these, surprisingly. I bet you one of these last two is going to be really bad, though. I have a feeling. So, charisma is next. A 9. Okay, so average charisma. I'm not Prince Charming, but I'm definitely not ugly as sin either. And last but not least, radiation resistance. Let us see how this goes. 11, 13 radiation resistance. So I actually rolled some decent stats for this guy, which is not that bad at all. 11 strength, 8 dexterity, 13 constitution, 10 intelligence, 12 wisdom, 9 charisma, and 13 radiation resistance. Alright. Choose a race for your character. Your referee may offer certain options and explain unique features, for example, Green Skull's immunity to radiation, or Starborn's infravision, etc. If you wish to play another strange monster race, work with the referee to determine if this is possible and which abilities you may have access to. Alright, let us see races. Here we go. So again, we have Human, Kobold, Starborn, Halfling, Dwarf, Mycelian, Mutant, Fairy, and Green Skull. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I'm trying to think, should I just pick one, or should I leave it up to a random roll? What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to roll. I need to get a D10 out of my. Oh, let me show off this dice bag really quick, because this is from my friend. Hold on, I can't quite see it. You probably won't be able to see it much. This is from my buddy Tony of Dystopian Dawn. He sent me this when I ordered all of his books not too long ago, and so I keep a bunch of my favorite dice in this bag. So I'm going to get a D10 out of this, and I'm going to roll it. And each one's labeled 1 through 9, and if it's a 10, I'll just re-roll it. I'll get these out of the way. That is a... Hold on, move it over. That is a 4. So let me see, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. I am a Halfling, which gives me an extra to Dex, but I lose a Strength, okay? So my dexterity becomes a 9, but my strength becomes a 10. And then what else does it say for this? I can only have small weapons. I have a +2 AC versus... Let me see if there has a section on here I can fill some of this stuff out. Okay, right here in abilities, spells, and skills. So let me go back to this. I will just see if I can copy and paste all this. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I will copy and just paste these words. Get off of the screen there. And I will just put them here with abilities, spells, and skill checks. Okay, and oh, that's a, I didn't notice that, Matthew, if you see this video, you have a misspelling in your book for missile. You spelled it missy. It's a +1 to missy to hit. It's supposed to be missile. So I hope you see this and let you know. Alright, so I have those down. So I can only carry small weapons. I have a +2 AC bonus versus larger opponents. I have a 2 in 6 chance to hear noises, and a +1 to missile weapons. Alright, let's go back up and see what we do next. Pick a class that fits your stats. Each class has a prime requisite that affects how fast you level up. Add any bonuses or penalties based on species or class, then record the modifiers found in the charts. Let's see what classes we do have, because I don't think I saw a class list. Okay, here we go. Our classes, we have Fighting Man, Magic User, Cleric, Half-Caster, Thief, a Gamma, and a Psychic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, okay, we're going to do this again. I'm going to get a D8 out of this bag, if I can find one. Okay, I have a D8 here. I'm going to roll that D8, and if it is an 8, I will just re-roll it. That is a 3. Hold on, it's kind of hard to see without... There we go. That is a 3. And the 3 gives me 1, 2, 3. I am a cleric. So I am going to be... Oh, I didn't write down. So I am a halfling cleric. Of course, starting at level 1. My hit dice... Let me see. Let's go start looking at the staff. My hit dice for a cleric is a D6. Hold on. It's not 1 and 2. There we go. Alright, then let's see here. It says I have an age. I just don't know. Is there a specific on the age thing on here? Roll your hit points using the die type of your class. After subtract your Constitution modifier. First level characters always begin with a minimum HP amount. So, what I'm guessing is... I'm trying to understand here if that means... there's a max and then I have a minimum that I start with, I guess? So I guess I roll and that's my max. And then I just start with the 4 that I saw for the cleric. Let me just check here. Yeah, so cleric starts with 4 hit points. And then let me roll a d6 and we'll see what I get. Okay, that's a 2. Okay, so let's go back here. So I have a minimum of 4. And then let's see modifiers. And my modifier for this, I have a 13 Constitution. So I get a plus 1, it looks like. But that doesn't make any sense. Let me double check this really quick. Add or subtract your Constitution modifier. First level characters always begin with the minimum HP amount. So does this mean I only start with 4? And my max is 4? I'm just going to go ahead and put 4 for the max as well, I think. Because having only 3 hit points doesn't make any sense. A character's Constitution score determines their physical resilience. Any modifier from Constitution is applied to each hit die roll, increasing or reducing total hit points at every level. Oh, I also have pluses against radiation death saves, which is good. Should probably... Let me see what I got here. Okay, so HP adjustment radiation death saves. It's plus 1 for both. Okay, so... I'm trying to understand this HP thing, because it's not really very clear. I'm going to send him a message really quick. and see if I can understand what he's talking about. So we'll see if he'll respond to me really quick or not. Apologies for doing this. I just want to make sure that I am doing this correctly. Alright, so we'll get back to that in a second. Let's move on. Okay. Court results. Let's go ahead and let's do the... Okay, I do have a prime requisite score. Each class has a key attribute that presents its scores. Score strength. This attribute affects how quickly the character earns experience points. If the score is high, the character may gain experience at an accelerated rate. Okay, so my guy is at 10 strength now, so he does not get any bonuses to gaining experience. So where would I put you? Experience? Okay, so that is at a 0. And of course, it's going to start with 0 experience currently. Okay, now we go on to strength modifiers. Okay, strength score, melee to hit, and melee damage. It's going to be 0 and 0 on those. I see what I did wrong. Okay, so this should have been up top. I misread that. So up here is melee to hit and the damage. So 0 and 0 for that. Then going back, we have range to hit, damage, and breast saves. Oh, based on dex. So a 0, 0, 0, 0 all around. Wait, let me double check what my dex is. Oh, thank goodness my dex went up to a 9, because if it was 8, then that would have been bad. So that's all zeros on that. 0, 0, 0, 0. And then we already got the Constitution modifiers, +1 and +1 for those. Intelligence modifiers. I have about average intelligence, so I don't know any extra languages. Languages, 0. Now my 12 in wisdom. Do I get any sorcery saves? No, I do not. That is also a 0. Now for charisma. My charisma is at a 9, which gives me 0, no bonuses to reaction or loyalty, but I do get a max number of 4 retainers if I ever get around to doing that. So that is 0 and 4. And my other modifiers, which are kind of what I put down here in the abilities. So I will move this +2 up here. I will cut you out and paste you right in here. And then I will put you there. And, oh, and I also have you too. I don't know if you'll fit in that line, though. I could test it and see. Alright, come on. work with me. Alright. Cut, and then... see if that will... okay, so that kind of works. Not very well, but it works. Alright, let's go back to the rules here. I think that is... okay, here we go. Oh, okay, here we go. Cleric. My prerequisite actually is Wisdom. I was not reading that completely correct. So my Wisdom is a 12. So do I actually get a bonus then in that regard? Let's go back up here. Nope, not at a 12 I don't. Okay, but let me see. I get a... let's see. Because I'm a cleric, minimum HP is 4, so I get a +2 to death saving throws. Let me put down +2 there. Nothing for breath, nothing for paralysis, nothing for device, but I do get a +2 against sorcery. They got that kind of backwards on here, but that's okay. Not that big a deal. Oh, that's not the one. Alright, and then we get Thaco. Alright, and then I also start with 3 first-level Cleric spells. So my Thaco, I start with 19 for my Thaco number. And it just goes down from there. So that'll be... that means I have to get 20, 21, and 22 totals to get anything in the negative. But then as I go down, there'll be 19, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and 10. And that is how Thaco works, meaning I just have to get those numbers to hit those armor classes. Oh, and he's, Matthew is now talking to me. So, hold on, let me message him back to make sure. Yeah, because with the +1 and I only rolled a 2 on that stupid fucking die there. So I'm trying to see if I... okay, so the way it's supposed to be read is if you roll less than the minimum, that's the minimum you start with. So since I rolled less than 4, I start with 4. So I'm kind of glad it works like that because in the OSC game that we're playing, Lord Mattias has also been playing in that one as well, and he has a level 1 wizard with only 1 hit point because he didn't have a Constitution modifier, and then when his wizard leveled up 2, he rolled it again, another 1 hit point. So he has a second level 2 hit point wizard that we have to make sure to protect at all costs. So I will wait to hear back from them to make sure if that max is also supposed to be 4 as well. Alright, and I start with a level 3. 3 first level cleric spells. We'll get to that in a minute. Let me make sure I'm not doing anything else crazy here. Alright, roll 3d. Alright, start with a blank sheet, roll 3d6 for each ability down the line. Choose a race for the character, class for the character, write down the abilities or your class or species grants, roll your hit points, pick an alignment that matches your attitude's character towards law, chaos, and morality, and record it. Let's look at those moralities. See if those are listed on here. Let me get my saving throw down first. Level hit dice. So I'm level 1, so my saving throw is a 16. And this is not one where it's all set. It means you have a base save for all your saving throws. And that means I have to make sure I think it's a 16 or more when I do a saving throw. Let me double check here. Yes, I believe so. Alright, and then let's look at what I get for XP requirements here. That's Fighting Man, Magic User, Cleric. Okay, so to get to level 2, I have to get 1,501 experience points. So I will write that down, 1,501. That's good. It's going to probably take me a good while to click there. Oh, I have a Turn Undead chart. I will make sure I find that. I wonder if that's going to be in... Yeah, all clerics gain powers through their prayer and servitude to a deity or higher power. They may start with 3 spells of their choice from the cleric spell list and gain more from training under priests of their faith and finding holy books in the world. They cast spells by pulling their own inspiring powers of their gods. Okay. Oh, here we go. It's Cleric versus Undead. At level 1, and because usually how you do Turn Undead rolls, it's a, it's always a 2d6, and I have to beat a target number depending on the level of the undead. So let's see here. Level 1, alright, it's a 7. Level 2 is a 9. Level 3 is an 11. And then I'm unable at first level to affect anything beyond third level monster, undead. Let me double check here. Yeah, so we're definitely going to have to we're going to be taking a look at Psychic and Sorcery, but we're only going to be looking at the Cleric section. Okay, where's the alignment on here? I want to see what they say about the alignments. Oh, I did not see Thief on there. Was Thief on that list? Yes, Thief was on that list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, it was 7. So, oh. Thief skill description, stop that. Oh, that's the Gamma class. Birth signs and background. Do I actually need to do that? No, that's Gamma mutation. Is that actually listed on here? Birth sign and background? No, it is not. But I am kind of curious to see. In the savage realm of Fernan, the stars burn more than mere pinpoints in the vault of heaven. Priests and prophets claim these celestial marks brand men's souls with destiny, power, and the very essence of their being. Sometimes are whispered to hold greater portent than others. Though many learned men scoff at such superstition, yet from the highest spires of civilization to the lowest tribal hovels, men still cast worry eyes at those born under certain star signs. The cosmic lottery. These celestial brands see the mark upon a soul, granting boons that neither time nor tribulation can wash away. Each sign bestows its own cosmic gift, unchanging as the stars themselves, even as the mortals grow in might. The bonus is +1. Let me see if I'm actually supposed to do that. Scrolling back up. Alright. So, okay, yeah, pick a... Oh, I guess I can determine psionic potential. So, we'll get to that in a minute. With the clothes in the back, 3 pieces of silver. Okay, so I need a roll for my silver to see how much I get. And that is a total of 7 pieces of silver. Not the best. I'll just say I'll just say like priest clothing, if that is even a thing in this game. And then what else did it say? A week of iron rations. So I will iron rations, and I will do 7 days, because it's easier to keep track of it that way than just typing out 1 week. Because I can just edit it to where it says I have this many days left remaining of rations. Oh, and a weapon of their choice. Any character can use any weapon or armor, but certain classes have limits. Magic users need a free hand and must be unencumbered for their spells. Clerics must hold their holy symbol while channeling. Now the question is, do I start with a holy symbol? That is one thing I did not see. Let us look. It does not say if I start with a holy symbol. That's not good. I will ask him really quick to double check. Let us... Okay, I still want to find out... Okay, where is alignments on this page, in this book? Because I want to see how they're described. Okay, so page 38. Okay, page 38. Okay, character alignment. Characters can be lawful, good or... Oh, good or evil lawful. Okay. Neutral or chaotic, good or evil. Lawful characters stand for civilization, structure, and order. Chaotic characters side with disorder, empty and the unknown, often though not always. Evil in their pursuit of power, for chaos tends to destruction. Neutral characters serve themselves, nature, or caring little for higher ideals. Good and evil are matters of perspective. A character may see themselves as good, while a magical item, holy relic, or ancient cult may judge them as evil. These subjectively is left to a referee who determines how others perceive the character's nature. Some magic items may only be used by those of particular alignment. Well, because I am playing a cleric, I assume that I will have to be lawful good. So I will say that my alignment for my character is... okay, I thought there was an alignment section on here. There is not. So we'll say that my... alignment is... Yeah, what in the world? Hold on. I don't know what the CL means. Because I was not paying attention to this stuff over here. So we'll say he's lawful good. So I don't even need to put him down. Age... What should I put down for his age? I wish it would say, like, how long halflings last in this. That would be kind of interesting to see. I'm just scrolling through, taking a look. That was the thief skill descriptions. So I do actually have to roll a d20 for all this star sign stuff. I did see earlier, so let me find a better d20. Oh, this one has white lettering on it. This should work. Alright. I'm scrolling back up here really quick to look at the instructions. I feel like I'm missing something here. What am I missing? Oh, okay. Nope, that's for if I have armor, I think. But I don't... Oh, that's like my main Thaco. So my main Thaco right now is 19. What's my movement? I didn't see anything about movement. This is interesting. I expected there to be some stuff about movement or something. Yeah. So... Alright, let's just go ahead and let's do... Because it's kind of all over the place. It's not really in any order. Let's go ahead and roll my burst sign and let's burp in background. So, rolling a d20 for my burst sign. We got a... hold on. Let's get those out of the way. That is a 4 for my burst sign right there. So that makes me a Terra for Earth and Physical. So the sign of the stag, and I have a mounted to hit bonus. So, hold on, where will I write this down is the question now, so... Yeah, he doesn't have a place to put it down, so I will say, okay, so burst sign was the stag. Actually, I'll say Terra Stag. And it's a bonus, so it's a, yeah, it's a +1 mounted to hit. +1 to mounted to hit. Alright. And then we will create a backstory. We'll figure out the backstory part later. That's not important right now. Since you're starting at level you have not adventured before. And also your backstory will wind up with you being your journey from levels 1 to 5, and the rest is your story. Alright, so this one, oh, it's a D100. Alright, let's get those dice out now. Oh, and there's it is. So I have the D10 dice here. Let's see what I get for my D100. That is a 95. And a 95 gives me choose 3 from set 1 and 2 from sets 2 and 3. These are skills that I get. So I get 3 common skills and then 2 skills between either one from the middling and the gentry sections. So let's see. He's a halfling cleric, so I don't think he would honestly have that much. Looking at some of these, I would definitely say he was probably a shepherd at some point. So let's say for skills, okay, so I get 3 common. So there's shepherd, will be 1. Let's do fisherman for the other. And the final one, well, you always need someone who can cook, so I'll put cook for that one. Now, and then it says I get to pick 2 from sets 2 and 3. So let us see here. You have animal trainer, apothecary, artisan, butcher, fletcher, gunsmith, innkeeper, miller, musician, printer, sailor, schoolmaster, I don't think he'd be any of these middling ones. He definitely would be an alchemist. Like, being a cleric, I can see him, like, being able to make the medicines as well as deliver the healing. So what was the set 3 ones called? They were gentry skills. Okay. So alchemist will be one. And then let's also say... I don't know what... He has astrologer in here twice. That's another mistake. I don't know if I would do astrologer, though. I'd say philosopher. Let's do that. Okay, I know I spelled shepherd right. Hold on, if this thing will not freeze up on me. And of course it froze up on me. This dumb thing. Alright. Okay, I guess I did spell shepherd wrong. Alright, going back. I do get to start with a weapon of my choice. Okay, that's languages. Character alignment. Radiation resistance. Okay, so yeah. I guess I can resist up to a certain amount of radiation. Melee weapons. I get to start with one. Now, I'm assuming that clerics can only use certain weapons, because usually the idea is clerics can only use, I believe, blunt weapons. Now the problem is, I can only use small weapons. How do I know what's a small weapon? Well, if I can wield it with two hands, I don't think that'll work, is the question. Excuse me. I'm reading some of this stuff. Well, he's definitely not going to have any armor. Because he is broke. Because it only said like 3 to 18 pieces of silver. So I can't afford any armor right now. I am just wearing priest robes, basically. Or cleric robes. Copper pieces equal 1 silver piece, 50 silver equal 1 gold. Okay. I believe a cudgel is a blunt weapon. Let me look that up. Yeah, a cudgel's a blunt weapon. I think he would be able. I think it's definitely a lot smaller than the club. I think so. I think he would be carrying a cudgel, and it only deals 1 to 4 damage. So that's a D4 there. Oh, why am I going up? I need to be over here. All right. So that's a cudgel. 1d4. And I don't have a rate of fire. Oh, I guess if you had like a bow and arrow or something, I'm assuming they have. Oh, there's not even a... Oh, that's melee weapons. Oh, missile weapons. Here we go. Oh, rate of fire. Yep, that's what I thought. Well, hold on. Actually, I might be better off with a sling, honestly. Because, yeah, I get a +1 to... miss out the hit. I get bonuses on that. And also +1 on range to hit with and damage. Yeah, why am I not... Yeah, fuck the cudgel. I'm going for a sling instead. Okay, so I have a sling for my weapon. So let's see distances now. Sling, sling, sling. Rate of fire. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Oh, that's with mastery on 1st to 6. How do you know if you have mastery of that weapon, though, is the question. I am doing a lot of thinking here. Excuse me, sorry, I was looking at something else really quick here. Rate of fire. Now, I don't know if I have mastery of a sling. Probably not at 1st level, so I will just do the rate of fire as 1 to 1 for now. Okay, and then I will do all my distances. So 50, 100, and 150. Short, medium, long. So 50, then it's 100, and then it's a -2 if you're doing it from medium distance. And then at 150, hold on, let's back up that a little bit. It'll be -5 if I do it long distance. And then the rate of fire is 1 to 1 for a sling. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. Halflings usually have slings for the most part. Miscellaneous firearm, weapons, firearm and missile weapons, arrows, Do I not have anything? There are no sling stones. Interesting. Miscellaneous equipment. I should probably definitely get a backpack, and that's going to cost me 4 silver pieces at least. Right, so I go from 7 to 3 on that. Where are... Okay, oh, it's copper pieces. Trying to frickin' do that math. But you always need torches, that's the thing. How much stuff can I carry? That's the question, too. I don't see anything about how much I can carry on here. Okay, so I do know, though, that since I can't wear armor, my AC, even... Do I have modifiers for AC? No, I do not. Oh no, I don't have anything for, but I do get a +1 for that, so, Yep, so I don't have any modifiers currently for anything, so I'm just at a 9. I don't know what CL is, though. That is the one part I don't know. Oh, I don't know how I got all the way up to there, dang it. Let's just do this. Oh, here we go. I forgot there's all this stuff. Oh, casting level refers to the effective casting power of a magic user or light class. Spell level is the effective power of a spell itself. These values are used to determine how effective the caster is at evoking a spell. So does this mean I'm at casting level 1? Alright, we will get to that here in a second. Ah, dang it. Hang on, let me double check some other stuff. Armor class. Yep, I'm 9. Movements. I think it said I was 40 feet since I'm not wearing armor. Sorry, everyone. It's a mess trying to... Here, let me actually do this. If I double page it, let's see how that looks. Okay, that's gonna have to do for now. I'm double paging it. Should have done that earlier. So I'm not wearing armor. I do get to move 40 feet. Okay. Movement is 40. I'm gonna say I'm casting level 1. This is my highest I can do right now. And I'm gonna assume my max is 4 that I can have currently. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna roll 2 d20s, and that's gonna be how old my guy is going to be. And hopefully, he's not gonna be a kid. If it's younger than adult age, I'll just re-roll it again. All right, so let's get those out of the way, and we will roll these. That is actually an 18. So he is the ripe old adult age. This is actually going to be interesting to see how this works out. So we'll say he is an 18-year-old halfling. '18-year-old halfling cleric. This will be interesting. Okay, let's see here. What else do we need to do? That's the combat sequence. Oh, that's all the whole armor class table right there. Okay, I completely missed the... Where is all the... Oh, here we go. Miscellaneous equipment. And I believe... What did it say was... Okay, so 100 copper pieces is 1 silver piece. So if I want... I'm assuming slings just use stones, so I can just pick up stones from somewhere, is what I'm guessing. Or is there, like, stones listed on here somewhere? No, there's not. And I'm assuming there's no such thing as dark vision in any of these, so no point worrying about that. Okay, definitely... Actually, I'll hold off on the torches. Let's get a water skin and a tinderbox. Those are definitely important. Alright, and that is going to be all my silver pieces I had. I am double checking here. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I will move this +2 to versus large opponents. I will move that down. Back to this one. Yeah, also, a cudgel is a small weapon. So I'll say, there we go, that's a little more organized now. I'll say cleric robes, actually. We'll say that cleric robes is what he's wearing. Because I have no armor. Because I couldn't afford it. At least not for that low amount that I rolled, the 7 silver. Let's go all the way back up and double check to make sure that I did everything before we move on. Because we still have to pick our 3 cleric spells. Alright, let's see how it looks on this end. Okay, just double checking to make sure, because again, I'm using OBS to record this currently. Alright, blank sheet, 3d6 for ability scores, race for the character, class that fits. Write down your special abilities, which I did. Well, we'll get to the casting spells in a minute. Roll my hit dice, I think we got that right for now. Alignment, we're doing lawful good, which there's nowhere on the character sheet for me to write my alignment. Yeah, there's nowhere for me to write my alignment on this page, so we're going to say he's lawful good. Characters clothes on their backs, silver, weaker rations, and a weapon of my choice. Clerics must hold their holy symbol while channeling. Okay, was there a thing for holy symbol, though, is the question. Because I don't know if I saw that. And equipment. No, so I guess I do start with a holy symbol then. So I will say, I don't know what the holy symbol is yet, so I will just put down that he at least has a holy symbol. I'll have to figure out what god I'll have to figure out which of the deities he's going to pray to. Or that he'll be under. That's a good, now, frick, I'll have to look up that crap. Oh, man, I really kind of shot myself in the foot there, picking, for my first time playing a game, picking a cleric. Usually they say magic or spellcasters you don't want to go with first. Okay, got my armor, tools, extra weapons, leftover money source kept. I have none because I spent it all. Let's determine psionic potential. So we will go to psychic and sorcerers here, and I will double you as well. Say so, page 38 for psionics. In rare cases, the character may possess latent psychic power, an invisible or potent force. When making a new character, you may determine the potential of psionic abilities even if the psychic class was not chosen. Firstly, psionics is only available to any individual with a soul and at least one or more ability score of 15 in either intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. So let's go back and intelligence, wisdom, intelligence 10, wisdom 12, charisma 9. So with that, I do not have any psychic potential, because I do not have an ability score of 15 in either intelligence, wisdom, or charisma. Yep, so I don't have to worry about that. So let's go back to the top here. Let's see, spellcraft, clerics on page 18 in this book here. Okay, so I get 3 first level spells. So hold on, I'm looking here. That's magic user spells. Let us actually go down to the descriptions of the spells for the clerics. I gotta find it first. Okay, that's 10th level. Come on. Oh, here we go. Cleric, first level spells. Let us do... I'm gonna say Cure Light Wounds will be the first level spell. If I can get to it. Hold on. How's it look here? Okay, there we go. Restores 1d6 plus 1 HP to a wounded creature. Has no effect on undead. Range, touch, duration, instant. Okay, so where is my... it's over here in spells. Okay, so let's... Alright, so let's go ahead and go on down. So, first level spells... Actually, I'll just do it like this. I have Cure Light Wounds. And then going back to here, I have Detect. I also have there's also Detect Evil, Detect Magic, Light, Protection from Evil, and Purify Food and Water. Let's definitely do Light, because I feel like since I don't have any torches, that's going to be an important one for me, I think. And then duration 6 plus caster level turns. Let's do Purify Food and Water. I feel like that's a little more important. I don't know how often it's going to be where we'll fight off against 100 evil things. I figure surviving is going to be more important when it comes to food and stuff. So that is my 3 first level cleric spells. Alright, let's go back to the background area. That was down here somewhere, I think. That's Gamma Mutation. Yeah, because apparently my Terra Stag means I'm meaning nobility, earthly majesty. So this will be interesting to see how this goes. And then I picked mostly commoner stuff though, is what I had. I didn't have anything. Yeah, if I gotten like that, I would be having a bunch of skills. Because it's 3 from each of the other 2 sets, which means you get 6 from the other 2. Well, hold on. Does that mean I'm supposed to pick 2 from sets 2 and 3? Maybe? I don't know. It's a weird question. Let me message him that really quick too, just to double check. Okay, there we go. Most humans speak the common tongue of the continent. Creatures and monsters that can't speak will usually have their own language. Around 20% also understand the common tongue. Language is law, chaos, and neutrality are spoken among those aligned with those forces. While a character may not understand the language, creatures will instinctively recognize when an enemy tongue is spoken and may react violently. So basically, I can speak Halfling, Common, and Law. This is what I'm basically getting at. There. I'm double checking everything to make sure. I'll probably ask Grok for a pic to create a picture for me. Oh, let's come up with a name and let's use the. I have a fantasy generator here. let me come up with a name. Oh, that's not it. That's the wrong thing. Fantasy name generator. I got that on here. Not. Okay, I guess we're going this route. For a male halfling. Okay, I'll do this one. Idal Harfoot. Now let me see how it looks on this when I try to type it out. Okay, hold on. You won't be able to see it, but I will just have to show y'all later or something. Idal Harfoot. That's E-D-A-L and then H-A-R foot. And I believe that is everything. I am just scrolling through, make sure I'm not forgetting anything else. That's all combat stuff, rules, death and healing. Critical hits, dueling, open game license. Alright, okay, I believe I got, I'm double checking, let me make sure I got everything for my class. Halfling Cleric wandering the wastelands. This will be interesting. Cleric, okay, yep. Yep, oh there it is, caster level 1. And then there we go. I'm a genius. And then double check. Yep, I got all the, was there not any AC bonus? Oh, defense modifier, which I don't have. So, yeah, wow, you have to get pretty high up to get a defense modifier in this game. So we'll see how this goes. And then Halfling, 1 dex, -1 strength. Yeah, cudgels are pretty, sling is a, so we'll see how that works. I have a halfling that reached level 2, and Gary's a OSE game that reached level 2, and he's only been using a sling, surprisingly, and it's actually been very effective. Okay, everyone, so that is it for Barrows and Borderlands, a weird science fantasy, old school style role-playing game set in the dark radioactive wasteland of magic, black powder, and dragons. So I have created the... Hold on, let me see if I can get the fit here a little more. I don't know if lowering the thing will work at all. Nope, that is not going to work. Let me see, maybe increasing it? Because I want y'all to see his name at least. Nope, that's not going to work either. That is just... So, Idal Halfling Cleric, level 1. And then I will probably just get Grok to make a picture that I'll throw up here at some point, and then I will share that on my X account as well. So, again, yeah, I mean, pretty average stats for the most part. I'm actually very surprised I got lucky on those rolls. I was not expecting such decent rolls for this guy. But it looks like he may, depending on the party he's with, of course. We'll see how it goes. Well, everyone, thank you for joining me in this character creation for Barrows and Borderlands. I hope you enjoyed getting to see what this game in details and is about, and that I hope you got to learn a little bit from this creation. I hope that it gets you to go pick up the game, and I will make sure that I've actually put not only Matthew's X account link, I will put the link for his website also in there, so in case you want to go and get Barrows and Borderlands for yourself, if you want to download the PDFs, or if you want to purchase physical copies of it, you can do so straight to him. You don't need to go to Drive-Thru RPG for everything. It's actually, I prefer paying the people themselves, which is what I did. I paid Matthew to get this beautiful set, and it also comes with dice, which I already put in my little dice bucket I got down below here. My little my Tupperware full of dice, so the dice he sent me are in here. And then you also get character sheets and the 4 booklets, very much in the style of of the Zero Edition pamphlet books, back when they were released back in the day. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Thank you, Matthew, for letting me get to help play in such this amazing game that I'm about to really enjoy, I bet. And I look forward to seeing you all next time. Y'all have a wonderful day.